Good afternoon. Hello, Accountants on Ladder. It's me, Shanita Jones, CPA, your hostess with the most. So, first and foremost, I want to say welcome and hello to all of our new members that have joined us. We are so happy to have you. I do want you to feel completely comfortable, and I want you to be sure to introduce yourself to the group. Secondly, I want to say hello to all of the people that have been with us for a while, tuning in, watching, chiming, helping, and supporting one another. You are so appreciated, and you have successfully helped this place one of the higher quality groups on Facebook. So I want to say thank you for that. Um, Anybody watching now, do me a favor and say, hey, give me a hi, hello. That helps me to know that my audio and visual is okay because I do have something that I want to talk to you about, but I want to make sure that my words are not falling on deaf or non existent ears. So do me a favor and give me a hey, hello in the comment box, and I want to talk to you about doing more. So many of us are hardworking people. We are over analytical at times. We, as accountants, tend to be very black and white people. There are not a lot of gray areas. And we are often taught that if we have more inputs, it's going to give us more outputs. We're going to be more profitable and we're going to make more money. Yes. Do we think that more is the answer? How many of you think that if you can do more things, if you can offer more things, reach more people, offer more services, that you're going to be able to make more money? There are no wrong or right answers here. I need you to talk back to me because I'm going to give you the energy that you give me. And I want to make sure that I'm on the right track because my goal is to really help someone here today. Hey, Denise, thank you for answering. Thank you for chiming in. Um, there is a slight delay between my voice and between your responses, but as long as you are talking, any questions that you have, go ahead and drop them, and I will address them as I go through. So, because we believe that the more work that we do and the more inputs that we put in, the more profitable it will be, we find ourselves in a never ending circle, in a rat race, if you will, to see if we can do the most because we think that if we do the most, that we can make the most. Well, I want to let you know that 2 years ago, I was running like three or four businesses at one time. I was doing all the things, trying to serve all the people. Of course, I was niched at this time, but I was trying to do so many different things at one time. And while the revenue was really good coming in, the profits were not in line with the revenue because I was doing too many things. So a lot of the accountants, tax pros, and bookkeepers that I work with and that I coach, they all have these bright ideas. And they really are bright ideas and they're great ideas for someone, but maybe not necessarily them. And one of the ideas in particular that I want to talk to you about is this idea that everybody has to have a digital product and be a course creator. How many of you have a digital product? And if you don't have a digital product, how many of you have one and you just haven't dropped it? You're like waiting for that album to drop. Now, digital products are not bad. Courses are not bad. I'm not saying don't create courses, but it only becomes bad when the only reason that you are creating these things is because the people that you are used to working with are unable to afford to work with you at the level that you sincerely wish to work with them. Yes? Okay. I see a lot of people that you don't offer, for example, Zero or QuickBooks training. That is not your ministry. That is not what you want to do. However, because the prospects and clients that come to you are not your ideal clients and they want to DIY with your support, you find yourself flexing and bending to the point where you begin to break. And so now, instead of doing what you want to do, which is providing awesome, amazing service, you have now tried to turn into a content or a course creator. Has this happened to anyone under the sound of my voice? Or have you seen it happen to someone? And the problem with that is that that isn't what you really want to do. And you believe that these things are passive activities. You think that if I record these videos, put them in these modules, throw it up here in this portal, maybe hand out a couple of spreadsheets and worksheets, and boom, I'm going to get rich. No, you're not because digital products come with their own share of challenges and troubles. I have several different digital products. They are all strategic digital products. And my program with the accountants that we work with, we use digital products, but we use digital products as part of a slow funnel. What is a slow funnel? A slow funnel is a SLO, a self liquidating offer funnel. So if you're spending money to run ads on Facebook and you know your message is good and you know people like what you're saying, and you have something that is complementary to what you are offering, then there may be the potential for it to make sense for you to add something in there so that you cannot pay for your funnel. So I spend a lot of money on Facebook ads, but I don't actually spend a lot of money on Facebook ads because I figured out the secret sauce, but that took me time. It didn't happen. And guess what? The things that I sell, I don't sell anything that people ask me to sell. So when business owners come to me and say, "Hey, can you create this thing? Can you sell this thing?" That's not what I sell. Because when they come to you and they ask you that, they're letting you know this is what I really want. This is really what's important to me. Okay, well, you need to make the investment to work with me at the level where I can serve you and give you what I need at that investment. And if you can't, that's okay because I'm going to go over here and work with the people that are ready. Because all the time, and I've done digital products that were flops. I've done more that were flops than more that were successful. But I put in the time to actually set up digital products. And I thought it was an amazing idea. They said, yeah, if you build it, we will come. If you make it, we will buy it. And then when I put it out there and I made it, it was like crickets. They forgot everything that they said. No one wanted to buy it because I guess they thought they were going to buy it for their good looks or like in some cases, or something like that. But that's not how it works. Has anyone ever asked you to offer something in your business that you do not offer? Come on, let's tell the truth. Let's get free today because I got some more to go over. But before I continue, I want to be sure that what I'm saying is applicable. And I see a lot of people just jumped on. So again, thank you for joining. Welcome to our new people. I am Shamita Jones, CPA. I'm the host of the group. And to all of our people that have been with us for a while, thank you so much. Everybody, make sure you introduce yourself. Thank you for helping to make the Accountants Unlimited Facebook group such an amazing place. So back into the creation of these digital products. If it's not a digital product, then we think that we need to expand our service offerings. Maybe you absolutely hate text, like can't stand it, and I understand why. So you, for some reason, decide because all of my clients want me to offer text, I'm going to go offer text services. Why? There's more than one way to skin a cat. The time that you were spending putting in trying to learn how to do this thing, and then you got to deal with your whole imposter syndrome because you're just getting started. The time you were taking and doing that, you could have been spending time making connections with a reliable, trustworthy tax partner, or you could have been spending that time expanding on and going deeper, offering higher level services and what your core competencies are to your existing people. So this time that we spend doing too much, it actually costs us to make less because now the opportunity cost that we're paying is greater than the money that we're bringing in. So I want to tell you that the answer is not always offering digital products or more services. The answer is usually just getting more eyes on the services that you're already offering. Earlier this week, I went and I did a presentation for Noemi and her Mama Accounts group, and those ladies were amazing. And I was asked to come and teach on the difference between paid traffic and organic traffic. And we weren't really deep. And when we weren't really deep on that, it was all about driving traffic and getting more eyes on your business. If you would like to have more eyes on your business, do me a favor, type eyes in the comment box. Let me know that you would like more eyes or more traffic on your business. And it's generally two ways that you can get more eyes on your business. You either roll up your sleeves, put in that time, and put in that work, or you're gonna pull out your credit card and you're gonna spend some money. Me, I like to do both. I spend my time and I spend my money so that I can make my dollars go further and I can make the investment of my time worth even more than it would have been if I would have just did money alone. And I do teach strategies on how to do that. I have two programs. One is focused on some organic traffic with a hint of paid traffic, and one is more focused on paid traffic with a hint of organic traffic. So you notice I don't do either. Either they're not mutually exclusive when they're done well. And if you're doing one or the other mutually exclusively, it's taking you longer to get to where you want to be. So the answer to getting more money, being more profitable, being able to make enough money to fire the clients that you make, being able to get your first client. How many people are looking for their first client? I'm really thinking about having a get your first client challenge. And if you type first client in the comments, and enough people are trying to get their first client, I'll help you out with that. But the answer to doing all these things, the answer to being able to hire more people making more money so that you can have more of your time back and grow your business? The answer is not doing more, a variety of a whole bunch of different things. The answer is just getting your one thing or your two things or whatever things you're doing. The answer is getting that in front of more people. A lot of times we think, oh, I went live 3 times and nobody booked a call with me. I've been posting my little commercials and or whatever it is that you posted. You've been doing these things and you're not getting the traction you want. Well, of course, you're not getting the traction you want because you're not connected to enough people that are in the market to buy what it is that you sell. If you're selling tax resolution, representation, what are we calling it today? If you're selling tax planning, if you're selling bookkeeping, if you're selling CFO services, if you're selling advisory and consulting, whatever it is that you're selling, if you are doing all the things and you're feeling like this is useless, it's not working, it works for them and it doesn't work for me, you are not wrong. You are not crazy. The reason why it's not working is because the right people haven't seen it yet. It can't work for all of these other people. It can't work for me and my students. I have one student watched one of my training videos that wasn't even part of the program. It was part of our pre-game content, and she made $30,000 just from doing one thing. Another student, she started working with me in February. This is almost May. She has 3,000 people on her email list. She has had like 80 something sales calls and she has money collected and she also has countless proposals. We working on that because we don't do proposal, we do engagement letters, but she has multiple contracts out waiting to come back for signing. So if it can work for us, it can work for you too. But you know what the difference between us and you might be, we are getting in front of a lot more people a lot more quickly. So if you feel like you're doing too much, you probably are. If you're thinking that you need to add special sales, oh, I need to have a Black Friday sale. You don't need to have a Black Friday sale. A Black Friday sale is nice. There is a very strategic way to do it for accounting. Um, I'm excited about this year because this year I'm actually going to teach my people how to do that. Or you start creating all these different categories. And you're doing this because you're seeing other people do it and you think that's the only way to be successful. That's not true. Some of the most successful people that you see, and even myself, sometimes we get bored. Sometimes we just like to try new shit straight up. We like, oh, I'm going to try this thing. But when I try new things, I often try these things so that I can see how can I use what I'm trying to also serve my people and where how can I pull out all the good juicy parts from it just to extract the meat and spit out the bones and just give my students the things that's going to help. So I learn the lessons so that they don't have to. That's what a good leader does. That's what a good coach does. They're able to come back and say, I tried this thing and it wasn't a great idea. This is what I wish I had done differently. I'm going to do it again. And when I do it again, I'm going to make this one tweak and I'll let you all know how that goes. I actually take my students, they see everything. I take them into the payment portal, I take them behind the scenes in the funnel. I let them see exactly what I'm doing and I let them know the results and the outcomes so that they can use this kind of as a gauge and understand when I win, I win. But every time I always win, I never lose because I never stop. But the truth of the matter is sometimes we just be doing too much. So we know what we're doing wrong. We know we don't all automatically need to create a new offer or a course or a digital product just to bring more money in. If you're creating these things because the people that you're working with can't afford your higher thing, you just need to get in front of more of the people that can actually afford your higher thing. If you think that you can post a gazillion times a day and make more money, but you aren't actually connected to those people, then your efforts are going to be futile and you're going to feel that it doesn't work, but that's not it. You just need more people. You just need more eyes, okay? So what do I think you should do? What did I do to become successful? I had did a program. The program was really great. I got stuck for a couple years. I got stuck. I couldn't get like above like $650,000 a year. I knew I wanted to make above $1 million a year. This year we're shooting for 2.5. And I said, what can I do? So what I decided to do is I went out and I hired some coaches. I went out and I did some things. I invested in myself. I read some books. I've done some live trainings. And the one thing that I realized that I really had to do was focus and double down on my core competencies and let them work for me. You know what your core competencies are. The things that you are really good at that you can do in your sleep. The things that if somebody asks you one question about this one thing, you could go on and on and on for days. If you want to go further, if you want to go faster, focus. Focus on your core competencies. So now somebody's probably saying, well, Shanita, I really don't like reconciling banks anymore. That's okay. You might have to reconcile some banks so that you can get the money that you need to get so that you can hire people so that you can free your time up, and then later you'll be able to do those things. But later doesn't have to be much later. Later can be a matter of weeks, it can be months, it doesn't have to be years. But if you don't focus and double down on your core competencies now, you won't have the financial resources that you need to buy your freedom back. That's what this is all about. Having a business is all about buying your time back and buying your freedom back after you've escaped the evils of corporate America. So focus and double down on your core competencies. If you catch this on a replay, do me a favor and hit a hashtag replay because I want to be sure y'all getting this. The next thing I want to remind you of, there are more than enough clients out here. Okay. So a lot of people, I don't want to focus and double down because if I not true. You just have to understand that there's plenty of client fish in the sea. You just have to learn how to fish. You have to learn how to bait them. You have to learn what to say, how to say it, when to say it. So that when you put that bait on your hook, you can just reel them on in. They will come to you. A lot of the times we find getting clients so difficult or growing our staff. And the same thing applies with hiring employees. If you're trying to hire an employee, same thing, you have to make it attractive. You have to make it sexy. If you're watching this video, you probably can't afford to outpay all of the competition in your area because you're trying to grow your firm. So if that's what you're trying to do, we have to be wise, okay? We have to consider things like intrinsic value if we can't afford to give up and shell out a whole lot of monetary value. Going off on a little bit of a tangent here, I want to remind you that money isn't a motivator for everyone the way it may be to some. I am motivated by money at many times. Not even going to hold you. Also, want to make a lot of impact too. Impact is important. Money without impact to me is in vain. Other people are like that. So as long as you are telling your story and communicating the good and the impact that you're making, it won't be as difficult to find good staff. So there's more than enough staff out there. There's more than enough clients out there, but you have to learn how to make them believe they found you. If you are out here in that damn marketing program that is teaching you to spam everybody and go into the DMs and offer them all this stuff and you wondering why you're struggling and why you're not growing, that's because you're chasing. We don't chase, we attract. We do the things that we need to do to have the people come to us. So, is there anybody under the sound of my voice? And I'm going to share with y'all. I have 6 things, but I'm only going to share these 6 things if I know that people hear me. If not, I'm just going to use it in another Facebook Live. Who wants to know 6 questions that you need to be asking yourself if you'd like to make more money in your business? I have 6 things that I'm going to tell you if you want to make more money in your business. So, the first thing that you should ask yourself is how big is your email list? Number 2, how regularly does your email list hear from you? Number 3, when your email list hears from you, is it all self serving, accounting, text, jargon, content? Number 4, are you adding value more than not? And by adding value, I don't mean reading them a textbook. And then the most important question I want you to ask yourself, perhaps the most important question, do you look and sound like everyone else? Are you unique? Are you different? Do you stand out? If you someone were to blind test and remove your face and the accountant that does the same work for the same industry you do, if they were to remove both of their faces, would you look just like the other person? If you are spending all your time working really hard to look and sound like everyone else, you're doing too much of the wrong thing. And that is why you are not growing at the speed that you want. And last but not least, If you are relying strictly on referrals or word of mouth, you need to gain control of your own lead flow. She or he who learns to fish for themselves will never starve. But if you have to wait for somebody to send you a person, you only eating when they feeding you. And they only feeding you when they love you. What happens when they don't? I've been on a anti-referral word of mouth kick for a while. Also, the leads are only as good as the leads from the source, right? So the other day, someone asked me, what do you teach the people over there in your members only area? This is what we learn and we implement. Yes, I teach them how to build funnels and I teach them how to run Facebook ads and I teach them how to get a bunch of calls booked on their calendar. I told you, Rose had, the last time I looked, she had 82 calls booked in less than 2 months. Yes, I teach you how to get clients and how to do awesome webinars. Yes, I teach you how to do that. But me teaching you how to do that alone is not enough because once the leads come in and the money comes in, you need to know how to adjust and how to adapt to it, and you need to know how to be prepared for it. So knowing what to do is just a fraction. You actually have to take action. And they get some swift kicks up the ass from me because I don't play. I literally tell my people each step of the way what they need to do and why. So I want to leave you with these two questions, these two thoughts. And I do want to know these are not rhetorical questions. These are questions that I really want you to answer, first to yourself and secondly to me. The first one is, what are you doing this coming week to move the needle forward in your business? What do you need to do? What are you going to do? Not what will you do, what shall you do this coming week? I'm not asking you to do anything today. I'm not asking you to do anything tomorrow. I'm asking you about this coming week. What are you going to do? Sometimes we be doing too much on the weekends. We be doing too much by thinking that we work all weekend and we're going to catch up. No, you're not. You're never going to catch up. You don't want to catch up because when you catch up, that means business has slowed up and dried up. So you're never going to catch up. There should always be something to do. But what are you doing this week or this coming week to move the needle forward in your business in the right direction? And the second question is an extension of that question. What will you focus on? Just one thing. What's the one thing you will focus on? If the biggest problem in your firm is that you don't have enough help, what are you going to focus on laying out so that when the help comes in, you'll be prepared to receive the help? Okay. And lastly, but not least, who do you need to contact? Who knows what you know? Who has the skills, the resources, the tools, the knowledge that you need to have for you to grow your business? Who is this person? You know who they are. You watch them, you see them on the internet. For some of you, it's me. Some of you want to work with me. You don't understand what all is available to you. You wait until you see a Facebook Live or until you see a post, or maybe you read comments when you see me in different groups. I'm approachable. Some of you want to know, how can you work with me? What does that look like? If I'm that person for your business, reach out to me. My DM is open. Hey, I want to know, what does it look like to work with you? How can you help me? I see you're doing this in your firm. You're good at that from what I see. Is there any way you can help me? Are there options? And yes, there are. There are basically three ways that you can work with me. We only work with one person one on one at a time. So right now my one on one space is full, at least until June or July. So that's the highest level to work with me. The next level is being a part of my group coaching program. It is our profitable webinar program. It will be opening for the next cohort very soon. This cohort is full. We have 17 amazing, brilliant, talented accountants in there. The third way that you can work with me is in my membership program. That is also a group coaching program, but it's a subscription service. It is a service that does not end. You can stay there as long as you want to. And we teach you all the organic tricks. We teach you how to do beginner paid traffic ads where you only need to spend $5 a day to do it. And that's to help you graduate to get ready to get into my larger program. And then once you graduate from the larger program, there is a mastermind. But the mastermind starts much later because the first group of people are not eligible yet because they haven't finished. So it's essentially three ways to work with me. So if you're interested, or maybe it's not me, maybe it's somebody else, maybe it's something else that you know that you need to do, make sure you take action this week. You're doing so many other things that may not be giving you the progress and the success and the traction that you need. You're doing so many other things. But this week, be selfish, take time out for you and do that one thing that you know you need to do, that one thing that you've been putting off, you've been procrastinating against, you've been too shy, you've been too bashful, you've been too timid. It's that one thing that you need to do. Think about that one thing and see what it looks like. Move the needle. Ask the questions that need to be asked. Okay? So I'm about to go and get ready for my niece's Sweet 16. I'm super excited about that. And next week, I am going to be doing a whole lot of talking, I'm sure, about my son's senior prom. So I will see you all soon. But I just wanted to leave you with some food for thought. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening. And if you catch this on a replay, give me a hashtag replay so I know you heard me. Talk soon. Bye.